What is music but a tick of the afflicted heart? Convicted art, a dart thrown at a board where bored souls lie, paralyzed, decomposed in their essence. A phantom presence lingers, singing, fingers bringing hope. Forget pushing a broom and a shovel. I'd rather take it to another level. Hands in the air like you worship the devil, a true rebel. Y'all all a bunch of auto-tune clowns. Looking at me like, what should I do when I come around? Yo, this dude profound. He got style, wit, and substance. My answer I gotta articulate is keep it professional. Let it go, let it ventilate. Ch, 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 I'm gonna bust this flow now, don't you know now? Ch, 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 I'm gonna bust, I'm gonna bust, I'm gonna bust this flow now, don't you know now? Kapow. Ch, 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 ch. I'm gonna bust this flow. I'm gonna bust this flow. Don't you know now? Kapow. Ch, 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 I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna bust this flow now. Don't you know now? Ch, ch, I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna bust this flow now. Don't you know now? Kapow. You don't hear me, so I stay far, far away. Hey, hey, you don't feel me, so I won't reveal the real me. You want OJ? There is no music greater than silence. Be still as the dew. We are the rain. Your problems will fall wayward from you to the sky. Give them away. Pain is buckets falling into the ocean. We are a weather poem, internal storm. We refuse to conform. Hard as a basketball in the hoop from heaven's hands. Dormant we refuse to stand. In a world fascinated by politics, a form of faux intellectualism, break out of the prism. Bars, stars, the night sky all around us, abounding, pounding, resounding. We are all one. Star in the sky. No one is better than anyone else. No one is smarter. We are all one mind. Science, religion. We are a pigeon alight, seeking our own plight as one. Unified solstice. Pride from a world that just wants to diss everyone and everything. But these tears don't sting. They ring somber sonnets from the bonnets of our hearts, where true art is stored. Remnants of a war forsaken, shaken, stirred. For I'd rather hear the sound of a cat purr than a bullet hit flesh enmeshed. This is all improvised, so there's no disguising emotions. If we put the sound of a heart beating on wax for 31 minutes and spread it over 7+ tracks, can we call that an album? It certainly is music. We don't need a drum. We have the pounding of our souls in unison. Sons and daughters standing together. Birds of a feather dance on treetops. It's hip-hop, it's bebop, it's non-stop. This is my album, and I don't care if no one listens. I'll have created it. I'll have that knowledge inflated that I did it, I made it. The dream will be known to me, even if it is solely to me, even if it is only threaded in my own essence. I made it. Yes, I made it. I did it myself. That in itself is wealth. And even if it is me repeating the same 3 tracks over and over again, just to get the runtime down, that still counts, right? It's still a creation of my own. It is through this repetition that we achieve the mission of self. We can say this repetition is life patterns are reaching out to Saturn, our own universe. Celebrate the weird, the odd, for we are gods and goddesses looking down on a commonplace landscape, draped in the mundane, people going through the same motions, oceans of oneness, sameness, a game we, the gods of our own world, laugh at. Ha 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 ha. Pointing at a cycle, the absurd rifle. You call life the 9-to-5 strife. Let's have a moment of silence while we are at this turn in the bend on the road of life, to think of all the times when we could have turned or jackknifed, and instead we looked ahead and kept going and going, but never gone, never lost. So many roads we could have crossed without an exit, yet here we are, still standing, still commanding, still true to self. That in itself is excellence, achieved. We personify daily, even though the sun doesn't always shine. Let's take a moment to think of how great this life is of mine. A check, a check, check, a check, check. I don't mean no disrespect, but there's gotta be more to life than a check. A check, check, a check, check, a check, a check, check, a check, check. Hey yo, I stand alone on this microphone and I can't condone that y'all a bunch of clones in check. A check, check, a check, 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 a check, check, a check, check. There's gotta be more to life than a check. A check, check, a check, check, a check, a check, check. I don't mean no disrespect, but music is memory, music is family, music is in the movies. I saw as a young kid, 10 years old, go to the drive-in. But it's also about surviving. There's music in childhood friendship, son. Here it is, the dream completed. Buckner, album 1 has officially been done. Check, a check, check, a check, check, a check, a check, 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 a check, check, a 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 check, check. What remains unsaid? I would rather have a head hung low in artistic failure, but held high, breathing the air of freedom, than scouring through the mundane 9 to 5, a life of warehouse despair. For this is warehoused my true self. What remains unsaid is that art has been subjective since prehistoric cave paintings. They too sing of a communal story, a sense of self, unity, community. What else remains unsaid is that it is in man's spirit to create, not to hate. Let's carve positivity into our nation and be who we want to be. Help self, help others. Use the instrument of the heart to vent frustration. I'm gonna leave you with this. Be good to one another, love one another, respect one another. That isn't just a now message, that's a forever message. Don't be afraid to be experimental. How else will you set yourself apart from others? Don't be afraid to fail. There's not a single person on earth who hasn't wore those pair of shoes before. Remember that there's music and family and memories. That'll get you through. Know that at the end of the day, the only person you're in competition with is yourself. Be the best you, live the best life you can. This is my forever message. This is my forever message.